Hello everyone, welcome back to Basketball Bricks. Today we're taking a Lego time machine back to the years of the 1960s. I have quite a few items here from the 1960s, meaning 2 boxes, a couple of unique and interesting Lego parts, as well as a bunch of promotional material to dive into and give us a good glimpse on what was Lego doing 50 years ago. Alright, let's start off with my favorite part by far, these old vintage Lego boxes. Now each of these boxes is from the year 1966, making them actually the 2 oldest sets in my collection currently. First we're going to take a look at this first one. This is set, I believe, 205. It's easy to remember the set number because the set number is also the piece count. I believe this has 205 pieces and should also be set number 205. Essentially, this is just a Lego creator box. Essentially, that's what it is. This was a piece kit. You can see that all over the box is scattered with all sorts of suggestions for different building techniques. On the back of the box, we can actually see an English description, which is interesting. Normally Lego puts a lot of different languages on their Lego boxes to make their products more international and more friendly to different cultures, but here they didn't do that. Just way back then, it just kind of gives you a different perspective. And here they say, here are a few of the things you can build with this set. When you have built one thing, you can play with it or take it apart and build the next. You can get a million more ideas as you go along the way. As your Lego collection grows, possibilities grow even further. There is no limit. Honestly, that sentiment still stands up today. One of the most interesting things when looking at this Lego box is right on the front. Now, as you can see, first of all, there's people on the front of the box. Lego very rarely puts actual human beings on their boxes anymore. Mostly they just put the sets, which is interesting. Second of all, right where this old Lego logo is, where it says Lego building toy, we see a quality product of the Samsonite Corporation, Denver, Colorado. How cool is that? Back in the Samsonite days is what you're looking at, which is also when our second Lego box was made. This is much like the beginner set, which we just took a look at, but instead, this is a old Lego train kit. This gave you a bunch of unique Lego parts so you can build your own trains. We can see on the front of the box here, the front of here actually looks pretty darn good for the time. Get a lot of the similar things with once again, a person on the box here. I believe this is set number 111. Well, look at that. Almost into the double digits. Now, of course, you go on the back here and you get a little bit more ideas of some of the trains you could build, but also just the sheer amount of train track which they put in here. This says, this Lego starter train set contains enough pieces to build the track illustrated with enough track for this entire train layout. Look at all that track. Of course, we'll be looking at a little bit more of those pieces specifically in a little bit. Children can play with this train or take it apart and build other trains of their own designs. This train can be motorized with an addition of the number 107 reversible power kit. Yeah, I mean, these old Lego boxes, to me, with the exception of the promotional material that we're going to look at, are easily the most interesting look on what Lego was up to back in the day. You know, gotta remember, you're looking at Lego boxes that have survived for over 50 years. To me, looking at these is a really, really special treat, because while the bricks can last for decades, the boxes often don't make it. So to me, this was a real special treat. Let's look at some cool pieces. Alright, let's start this out by looking at some of the more basic bricks that were going on back then. In fact, some pieces that might look fairly familiar. These bricks are very common nowadays, but there's just a few differences about them. So here are these long bricks. Any of these long bricks that were 1 stud wide and were more than 1 by 2 studs longer. Look at that. No tubes in the middle. That is so weird to see. No tubes. Especially these corner macaroni pieces. No tubes, which made them kind of infamously a pain to stack. And also we have a 1x1 here. 1x1 cylinder, and look at that. Let's get this to focus, shall we? No hole down the middle, just a Lego logo. Kind of like, almost exactly like some of the very first Lego heads. How fascinating is that? Now we just took a look at a Lego train kit box. Let's take a look at some of the track pieces that were in that set. Now back in the day, Lego did these blue tracks. Sadly, let's get this to focus there. Alright, now we got that good. Now, here we have a very long, curved Lego track here. I'm so sorry about the focusing there. Long, curved Lego blue track, a not so long, but still curved Lego blue track, and then we just have a straight here. Now, back in the day, Lego did these blue train tracks, and fun facts, I believe that they're completely compatible with today's trains. They may not look as accurate, but they were a lot easier for, making some more interesting train layouts and really getting more creative now that the train tracks were individual pieces instead of just long segments. Now let's take a bit of a break from trains here and take a look at some cars. At least some car parts. Here is a set of wheels. You can see the wheels were attached to a specialized brick that had these holes all around. Of course, there are also a hole there and a hole there. And you'd slide the wheels in there. You can see these wheels have these very hard rubber tires, and then of course just the normal Lego stud sticking out so you can place stuff on there. Very, very interesting. What's even more interesting is this. The other one just left. It could not handle this. What is happening here? Well, to give you a better idea, let's bring out this piece with the hole. And if you might guess, well, it can do that. Now this was to add steering capabilities to Lego models. You'd slide, let's say that this was the base. Well, look at it, the wheels can turn now. It just gave you some very basic steering capabilities for some of your Lego models. Very simple. Going a quick detour back to trains. Here's an ancient Lego train hitch. You may recognize that piece, especially from a lot of Lego magnets nowadays, but you don't see that often anymore. At least I don't think you do. I'm not a huge Lego train guy, but that end right there, well, it'd go into another one of those pieces, and you'll be able to hitch up your trains. It gives you a lot of great movability. Alright, so here I just have some smaller elements that I found interesting. Here's a printed 1x2 brick with the Lego logo, and also no tubes in the middle. Here we just have some random printed pieces that were used as license plates, and also some really unique headlight bricks. Back when Lego was too lazy to brick build headlights, they just created new molds. Well, speaking of specialized bricks, look at these. Just massive bricks. Now I know Lego did these for quite a while, but I mean, it's still cool to have these in your hand. What is happening with the focus here today? This is a monster brick. Like, I would classify this as a single brick. Like, for those of you who may think that Lego was better back then because they don't use as many specialized parts, hopefully you can see this video to recognize that maybe that wasn't always super true, just considering the sheer amount of these specialized parts. Like, we've taken a look at quite a few today, but yeah, that's some of these interesting Lego elements. Let's look at all the cool promotional material I have. Alright, so we have quite a few retro Lego goodies to take a look at. This is probably going to be the longest section of the video, so if this doesn't sound that interesting, go ahead and skip ahead to the time marked on the screen. First of all, Lego Wonderful Birthday Club, a Lego club from back in the 60s. For only $1, you get this book for a almost $3 discount. Not terrible. A Lego Wonderful Birthday Club, and as well as a Jack and Joe collection of famous people born on your birthday and throughout the year. Collection of birth signs of famous people. Match your birthday of your friends with these celebrities. I'm gonna assume that's some sort of astrology nonsense. I'm sure astrology was a lot more popular in the 60s. As well as this mail-in order. So if you would like to join the Wonderful Birthday Club, maybe screenshot this, print this out, and go ahead and, well, send it over. Get your own Lego Wonderful Birthday Club membership. I'd love to try to get one of those membership cards. Here we have an old instruction manual for a very old, I think it was I want to say European taxi set. Go ahead and try it. I gotta always be careful with these old Lego instruction manuals. You want to keep them in good shape, especially when they've been around for as long as they have. Just a simple, look at that, 4 steps to build that. Normally you'd have a multi-page instruction manual nowadays. Well, now it's just in 4 steps. So there's a bunch of cool alternate builds. Always love that. Well, we also have a pretty cool treat. Here is a piece of that box from that set that we looked at. Nothing on the back, of course, but hey, Look at some of those cool alternate builds, suggested alternate builds. Again, we have one for this cool dump truck. This is the one's gonna part of the box. Look at that, how sick is that? And another part of the box. Look how cool that is. In addition to the feature shown, this will also build many other original trucks. And look, there is that Lego printed piece, as well as the rotating wheels, the steering that I talked about. Yep, it's operated by up there. How cool is that? It can dump. Pretty cool for back in the day. Here is just a random piece of promotional material, just kind of like a little thing that I think they threw in, just with some random suggested models. There are a few of the many things you can build with Lego. Even for back in the day, I mean, these look pretty cool. Another random piece of promotional material. I think this was an advertisement for just some parts packs and such. Here we have a bunch of stuff to look at. Here we have set number 2. 441 pieces. Those are some of the things that you can build. It looks to be a more basic parts pack. Oh, look at these add-on parts kit. They have some of those really old foliage pieces. Look how cool that is. Oh, an ordering form. If you want any of those pieces, I guess screenshot that. Here we have another set with just how many pieces is that? 74 pieces. A little bit less. You can still build a lot of really cool stuff though. But I'm not going to read all that. If you'd like to read all that, hey, go ahead and pause and read all that. We got some interesting pictures here. 300 pieces. Getting a little bit more complex. Look, they're making people now. Ooh, look at that cool train. A carrying kit. Look at that. How sick is that? An old Lego carrying kit from the 1960s. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's part of a box. But it's there, and hey, it's kind of cool. Here's the instruction manual for that dump truck that we just took a look at. This is a little bit more of a complex instruction manual, being a little bit of a bigger set. Look at this. That's all it is. It's 7 steps. Look, we got a little bit of extra cool stuff. Look at some of those other Lego trucks that were out at the time. Look at this, a crane truck. Look at some of those. How sick. It can be motorized. You can buy an additional kit and motorize the thing. How sick is that? I mean, and last, I've saved the best for last, my friends. This is a miniature Lego catalog from the 1960s. Alright, we got a random face of a kid. I don't know what he's doing. Got a bill and go, whoa. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, what? That's so cool. I want that. I want that more than most Lego sets out right now. I won't read you everything. I'm just gonna show you there. Once again, pause, take a look, select some of the pictures. Look, they give you some building techniques. They show you how to layer your bricks to make it more structural. Yeah, there's some of that. You can read that, pause it if you want. I mean, this is just so cool. Look at that. Like, how sick look at those houses. They look so cool. They give you some stuff about different kinds of wheels and tires. There's a house. We got, whoa. It's the yellow castle before the yellow castle. Look at that. 1960s. That is phenomenal. Look at that. Look at all those techniques and different angles and shapes. Wow. That is amazing. Look at some of this. They talk about some motorized features here and how to kind of make more realistic train models, different types of tracks and hinge pieces. Look at that. Like I said, those old pieces gave you a lot of maneuverability to make different train routes. Whoa! Look at that. Geez, the dad doesn't look super into it, I'll admit, but I mean, look at what we're oh, geez, just jeez. Oh, we get into the advertisements. How to build a Lego collection. I think those are the ones, just a bunch of parts packs. Oh, look. There's the one I got there. Beginner set. There's all the descriptions for all those different parts packs. Look at this. So, your Lego dealer has a complete selection of extra pieces. Look at all those old parts. Look at some of these old foliage pieces, big plates, a base plate. Wow. Lego dealer. It's like the Lego drug dealer. Reversible power unit, like we saw before, how they wanted you to power up the truck. Motorized truck, like that. Just like we said, there's our dump truck. And look at some of those interesting sets. We have a transport truck, semi-trailer, a delivery truck, a tow truck, and the dump truck. Oh my gosh, so many cool. Oh, even more. Farm tractor, an airplane. How sick. Oh, an antique car, a Jeep, control tower. Like, they even give you some build. Oh, the ferry. We have that one. I've reviewed that set. Oh, that is such a cool train. It doesn't look that great, but it's a... Oh, there's the set that we just looked at. Here's the last page. Just a couple more advertisements for a preschool thing there. A preschool set. Set number 001. I haven't noticed that. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Set number 001. I don't know if that is actually the first Lego set, but hey, there's number 1. This might be like one of my favorite things I own. Well, I've geeked out long enough. Let's wrap up the video. This has easily been one of my favorite videos ever to make. I am a nut for this old Lego toy feel. You know, these just 50-year-old Lego stuff. To me, this is easily, I think, the coolest thing I have in my collection is some of this assortment of stuff. Of course, if you want to see more Lego stuff from the 1960s, I have a review out for a ferry from the 1960s. I'd like to address one quick thing. You might be wondering, Beskar Bricks, if you have pieces of the box and instruction manuals for a dump truck and a European taxi, Beskar Bricks, why aren't those built? Well, because you can clearly see I have some of the parts, you know, like this is a part of the dump truck. Well, funny thing, so when I bought these sets, I was assuming it was just these sets themselves and the pieces. I was not expecting to get any of the stuff for the dump truck, the European taxi, or honestly any of this paper at all. I was very shocked to find those, and I was super excited. It was actually interesting. I actually found out that neither of these two sets, the beginner set or the train set, are technically complete. They're mixed with incomplete parts from both sets and incomplete parts from those other sets, along with some other random pieces like some fences or something. So that's why I decided to mesh all of this into one video, because I just kind of have like a mesh of a bunch of interesting 1960s Lego stuff. At some point in the future, I want to try to complete this stuff, especially the dump truck, to give you a full set from the 1960s. But for now, I hope that this was a very satisfying look at what Lego was doing over 50 years ago. If you enjoyed this video, of course, making sure to leave a like, subscribing for more content, join my Discord for more Beskar Bricks action. With that, everyone, I'm gonna sign off.